Okay, so good morning everyone. So to formally start our class for today, let us have a pray first. So may I request everybody to please stand for our opening prayer. Okay, so now before you sit, please kindly pick any pieces of garbage under your chairs and sit properly. Okay, thank you. So, is there any absent for today? Okay, so we have 2 absent. So, do you have any assignment in your previous topic? Okay, so none. So, since you don't have an assignment, who among you here can still remember our last topic? Yes. Okay, exactly. So, our last topic was all about binomials. So, binomials, it is composed of 2 terms. So, it seems that you have fully understood our last topic. Today, we will proceed to the next. But before that, uh, what will you do? But before that, let us have an activity. So, are you ready with your first activity? Okay, very good. So, since you are ready, what will you do first if your teachers or classmates talking here in front? Yes. Okay, very good. So, we should not make any noise. And what else? Okay, so we will listen. Okay, very good. So before we begin our activity, let me introduce to you our objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the student can understand at least 70% about in adding integers through discussion, and then appreciate the usefulness of 4 rules in adding integers through solving equation. And the last is solve equation by applying the 4 rules in adding integers. So these objectives, this is your guide and purpose why we are here today. Okay, in this moment, I will divide you into 4 groups. So this row will be the group 1, the group 2, the group 3, and the group 4. Then choose your representatives. In your activity, you are going to make a graphic organizer. Are you familiar with a graphic organizer? Okay, so as you can see, I have here a graphic organizer. The purpose here is for you to have an idea what you are going to do. So this is a graphic organizer: math, statistics, algebra, geometry, and trigonometry. Okay, so you have in your activity you have 2 minutes to do that, to do your task, and after 2 minutes I will check your works. Is that clear? Okay, we will start now. Okay, time's up. So now let us check your work. So we will begin for the work for the group 1. So where is the work for the group 1? Okay. Okay, so this is the work for the group 1. The topic there is addition and total and sum. So this is a graphic organizer. So very good, group 1. And the group 2 is, the topic there is subtraction, which is difference, minus, negative, and decreases. And for the group 3, the topic there is multiplication, product, multiply, multiplication, and times. So, okay, very good, group 3. Okay, so now let's proceed for the last group, which is the group 4. So the topic there is division, quotient, remainder, divisor, and dividend. So give a round of applause for everybody. Okay, so based on our activity, who could guess our new topic for today? Yes. It's all about, yes, very good. It is all about integers. So now let me introduce to you our new topic for today. So our new topic for today is all about rules in adding integers. So, in rules in adding integers, there are 4 rules. The first one is, if we add 2 integers having positive sign, the sign of the sum is positive. So, according to the rule, if we add 2 integers having the same sign, which is positive, the sign of our sum is positive. So let us take an example for the rule number 1. So let's say positive 10 and then positive 10. So we're going to get the absolute value, which is 10 and 10, and we're going to add. So since our rule is, if we add 2 integers having positive sign, the sign of the sum is positive. So that's why the answer is positive 20. So let's proceed for the rule number 2. So the rule number 2 is, if we add 2 integers having negative sign, the sign of the sum is negative. So let us take an example for the rule number 2. Let's say negative 7 and negative 4. So we can apply the rule number 2, which is, if we add 2 integers having negative sign, the sign of the sum is negative. So our first step there is, we're going to get the absolute value, which is 7 and 4. Then we're going to add on 7 and 4. 7 plus 4 is equals to 11. Then according to the rule, if we add 2 integers having negative sign, the sign of the sum is negative. So that's why the answer there is negative 11. So let's proceed for the rule number 3. Okay, so the rule number 3 is, if we add 2 integers having unlike sign, copy the sign of a biggest number to the smaller. So let us take an example. So let's say negative 125 plus 117. So our first step there is, we're going to get the absolute value, which is 125 and 117. So negative 125 and plus 117 is equals to negative 8. Why? Because we're going to apply the rule number 3, which is copy the sign of a biggest number to the smaller. So since the biggest number is 125, we're going to copy the sign of the biggest number, which is negative. So that's why our answer there is negative 8. So let's proceed for the rule number 4. So the rule number 4 is, if we add 2 integers, if we add 2 or more integers having unlike sign, group the negative integers and also the positive integers, then proceed the whole. So now let us take an example. So let's say negative 4 plus 3, negative 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2. So our first step is, we're going to group the negative integers, which is negative 4 and negative 4, and also the plus 3 and then the plus 5 and then plus 6. So we're going to get the total. So 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. So we're going to copy the sign, which is negative, so negative 8. And then there is positive 16. So we're going, in this situation, we're going to apply the rule number 2, which is, if we add 2 integers having unlike sign, copy the sign of a biggest number to the smaller. So since our biggest number is positive 16, we cannot copy the sign of negative 8, because the biggest number is 16. So the answer is positive 8. So did you get? Okay, very good. So is there any question regarding to our topic? Okay, since you don't have a questions, let me ask you some questions. So let's say we're going to add integers negative 5 plus 3. What rule that we are doing that we can apply in this equation? Yes. Okay, very good. So we can apply the rule number 2, which is having unlike sign. We can apply the rule number 3, which is having unlike sign. So copy the sign of the biggest number to the smaller. So very good. So now let us have our second activity. So, in your second activity, you are going to make at least 2 examples of rules in adding integers. So, since you have already your respective group, I will no longer to group you. So, again, you have 2 minutes to do your task, and after that, I will check your works. So, you may start now. Okay, time's up. Okay, so we will begin for the example for the group 1. Okay, so this is the example for the group 1. So the example for the group 1 is 5 plus 6. So they apply the rule number 1, which is if you add 2 integers having positive sign, the sign of the sum is positive. So 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6 is equals to 11. So very good, group 1. So let us proceed for the group 2. So the group 2 is 23 plus negative 18. So they apply the rule number 3, which is unlike sign. So the answer there is positive 5 because the biggest number is 23, but the negative sign is in the 18, which is the smaller number. So that's why the answer is positive 5. Okay, so let us proceed for the group 3. So okay, so the equation there is negative 4, negative 2, negative 5, positive 2. So we're going to they group the negative integers and also the positive integers. So they apply the rule number 4, which is if we add 2 or more integers having unlike sign, group the negative integers and also the positive integers, then proceed the whole. So the answer there is positive 1. Very good, group 3. And the last group is positive 100 plus negative 100. So we apply the rule number 3, which is the unlike sign. So 100 plus negative 100 is equals to 0, because plus positive and negative is equals to negative. So that's why 100 minus 100 equals to 0. That's why the answer is 0. Okay, so give a round of applause for everybody. Okay, so is there any question regarding our topic? Addition. Okay, very good. So since you don't have a question, get 1/2 sheet of paper for our quiz. In your 1/2 sheet of paper, solve the following equation by applying the 4 rules in adding integers. So in your quiz, you are going to solve the equation by applying the 4 rules. As what I have said earlier, this is the 4 rules that you can apply, that you can possible to apply. So you need to apply the 4 rule to your equation there. So that is your quiz. So you have 3 minutes to answer that one. So you may start now.